Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone, wherever you might be watching us. This morning, we are here again, of course, to continue the discussion of the in-depth analysis of events happening within the Nigerian socio-political and economic sphere. Today, the center of focus today borders on the incessant insecurity rocking the entire length and breadth of this country, especially with emphasis on the northern hemisphere. There have been several allegations that the government or the federal government lacks the political will or sincerity, of course, to tackle the insecurity ravaging the entire northern hemisphere purposely. Some have accused some political spokespersons to be responsible for the continuous onslaught of the citizens in the northern regions, possibly for political economic gains to the advantage of themselves and to the disadvantage of the masses who unfortunately has become victim of this conspiracy, victim of this cruelty. It is rather unfortunate that despite several billions of dollars earmarked for this cause and combating insecurity, unfortunately, the money voted for such ended up in the hands of few politically exposed or persons and the military collaborators within the same cycle. It's rather unfortunate. We are here to analyze and discuss the impact and the effect of this within our society, and how would that continue if we indeed want to move forward, especially the eastern or the western or northern hemisphere, as the case is. But unfortunately, let's of course see what position the federal government is taking regarding this issue. We have been accused of insincerity. Let's have the first analyst here, Mr. David. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning to
morning,
you.
Mr. David.
Good morning to you, Mr. Chigozie.
Happy weekend.
It's a wonderful and a pleasant weekend.
Yes, there have been several allegations, of course, on the insincerity of the federal government in combating terrorism or insecurity in the north. What could you say concerning that?
I believe insecurity is one of impediments in the Nigerian space that has not allow our society to grow well, and then it has a very it has it has a wide danger on effect on our economy, because with if a country that is not secured, investors will not come and invest their money, number one. And then nobody is willing to go to a state that is not secured to set up businesses. And now the government on their own are also cashing out from this issue of insecurity, because since 1990, I think since 2011, or this issue of Boko Haram, it has now aggravated to S-men, Fulani S-men. The government cannot find a long-lasting solution to it. You remember the former chief of army staff, but I was given 1 billion naira to purchase ammunition. The same man, but I use that money to secure a house in Dubai. Now the same man is not behind the bars. So many persons, innocent Nigerians, died because of this man refused to do the needful. And the federal government or the president has not even for one day arrested anybody, arrested those who are supposed to be combating this crime in the northern states. We see every government coming on board to give excuses. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will go to the Senate now, December, and then present budget again, because he knows that now he wants to use insecurity as an excuse to cash out. Because Senate will say, okay, fine, there is insecurity, in support of the country. And now president will say he needs so amount of money for him to combat crime in such volatile area. The senate will approve that money. In return, would the money might not, the money, part of the money would be given to the chief of army staff, but the chief of army staff would not even purchase ammunition to fight insecurity. Rather, he will use the money for his own personal self, and the president will not even call him to order. EFCC will not question him. The military police will not arrest the chief of army staff. It's a very worrisome thing in our society.
Worrisome indeed, and you've had some military personnel who came out to lament, of course, of how handicapped they are before the supposed bandits and the supposed terrorists, that they don't even have ammunition to fight or combat this heinous activities by the supposed bandits or terrorists. While you cited that during Buratai, $1 billion was allotted for arms procurement and all that. And up to today, the military are still claiming that they only have 10 guns and what why people will call the Ebentu, something that is just meant for squirrel. And that is quite unfortunate.
I think it is very, very sad and then worrisome and then unfortunate, like what you said. Now, one thing again is that these military guys are overstretched. If you know you need more hands, employ young graduates who can work. Nigerians need to work. Employ graduates. When last did the military call for advertisements that okay fine we want to employ recruits? Even if people want to even if there is recruits, how much is their take home? You see, these are things.
So if you are called to enroll in the military now, can you jump at the offer?
I cannot jump at the offer because now one thing is those that jump on the offer would be sent to go and face bandits, and then it's not even about facing bandits. It's about now, are you equipped with the necessary ammunition? If government can promise that okay once you jump on the offer and then you are what equipped, I can do that. But one thing is that these guys are not equipped. These guys are what overstretched, and their take home is compared to nothing. People fighting insurgency, people fighting terrorists, external factors just to invade Nigeria. They are fighting them, but those who are making the law are there losing the money. Who is supposed to be well paid, if not for people who are sacrificing their life every now and then. Now, majority of these guys tend not to sacrifice their life because once they die in the war front, government will neglect them and their family. So how will you now say such person should give his his best?
You see, millions of Nigerians share the same fears with you that they are not properly taken care of. And when you say that the graduates should join, there are millions of graduates who will never, of course, accept such offer, even with if they are promised heaven on earth. Why? Because already there is this conspiracy of silence and accomplice on the part of the federal government for not being sincere in fighting this, especially those within the corridor of power. Then will you be pushed to go and die for something? A society, a state that does not even care for your welfare. Most of these military men protest for their arrears and salaries and allowances. So how do you think they will have the morale? Of course,
you saw one of the junior officers that came out publicly to condemn the chief of army staff. He was doing court martial because he had
one of the majors.
Yes, because he had that effrontery to speak out. He was now up to today, no innovations, no improvement in that aspect. Even the president, we also a president that does not even know, a president that claimed he was chief of army staff Buhari. He failed. If a man can fail in his field of study, doctors of the Buhari Tinubu that not nothing about military. Buhari that claimed he was a general army man, this one, he failed in his field of study. That was his field of study. That was his career path. Buhari failed. Under Buhari, you saw incessant attack. Talkless man of a man that forged certificates. So how do you think he will want to stop this one? Because Tinubu himself, he is a man of what? Impunity. He like impunity.
It's a man of impunity.
Yes.
How do you mean? I mean, a sitting president being, of course, addressed such.
He celebrates that because you've seen countless times whereby Tinubu himself has rigged the election. You've seen countless times since 1999. A man that become the governor of Lagos State, he swore oath of affidavit just to become the governor of Lagos State. No result. He did not take that result since 1999. These are the things let Chief fought until when Atiku had to unravel it. You saw.
And now the APC are saying that it's just a waste of effort in futility, that Atiku should go and rest and wait for 2027, that it doesn't matter whether it is forgery or not. They are within the corridor of power, and that settles all.
That is the system we find ourselves. That is the what kind of society we find ourselves. Don't be surprised one day MC Olomo will wake up and say he want to become the governor of Lagos State with that certificate. You see have some persons still glorifying him. That see as long as he is fit to do it. So that's the kind of society we find ourselves. It is the shame of the presidency. Now, because you saw what happened yesterday, the Western world are now criticizing, verifying the result of Nigerians in diaspora.
Of course, they should. If I were in their shoe, I would also do the same. Because if the government, the person who presides as the president, is alleged or is culpable of forgery, perjury, then it means greater majority should be subjected to such scrutiny.
Thoroughly scrutinizing their various results, especially those in the IT field. It is so worrisome. A president that claimed he attended the school before the school was formed
Was
established. Isn't now?
How will Nigeria react to this? Will Nigeria just take it as normal things? Because it's an indictment, whether you accept it or not, whether you believe it or not, wherever you might be residing, of course, across the nations of the earth.
And this is a man that claimed, he went to Chicago State University. But the same Chicago State University is not saying the result did not emanate from us. Where the Bola Ahmed Tinubu get the result from?
And they're saying that it doesn't matter. You can't imagine the society.
Now, it doesn't matter to them because they have dent our institution. They have dent our image. There's no Nigeria institution now has now become a thing of mockery by the Western world. It's a thing of mockery because if the highest of political office holder could forge his way, his result. So that means now, how do you want the Western world to perceive ordinary Nigerians on the streets? They will think we are best of same feather. That is what the president has considered in painting Nigerian black to portray, to sell us as if we are all evil.
Why is this so? Because they believe that once they commit evil impunity, they get out without, and nobody can question them. Nigerians are so docile and gullible to accept whatever is thrown to them. So it doesn't matter whether it is a forgery or not, but they are perceived to be seen above the law. So I think shouldn't you blame the masses of this country, even those in diaspora, as expected by now. Those residing in the US should have staged a protest, but they will continue to, of course, live at the largesse and of their own comfort, thinking that God will come down on earth and fight for them. What effort are you making to salvage and clean up? You think you have no other country, and possibly you are settled. So, don't you think that it's because of the gullibility and how docile the citizens
I think
uh,
from my,
have shown over decades that make them give them such guts and effrontery, even in to drive such impunity?
I think from my own end, Nigerians are not ready for liberation, because if fully we are ready, every Nigerian ought to be every Nigerian ought to have trooped out the streets calling for the resignation of Mr. President. Fully every Nigerian ought to have come out to the streets to protest for the resignation of Mr. President, because we cannot have the number one highest office and the result is being forged. It's really uncalled for. It it has really dent the image of Nigerians.
It seems they don't care whether the image is being bent or not, provided their own political dynasty or interest is being protected against all odds. So it doesn't matter to them whether you go to hell, but what matters to them is the protection of their
But
own
one thing I want to
political
say
interests.
is that they say the judiciary is the hope of the common
I
man.
disagree with you
But
with
yes,
all due respect.
yes,
It has never been,
yes,
as far as Nigeria is concerned.
yes, I know that. But one thing is that all eyes on judiciary now. The same judiciary, the same court of appeal dismissed article cases because they said article does not have evidence to prove that Tinubu forged this one. Now that he has evidence now, I think the Supreme Court should admit that evidence, or else put Nigeria into anarchy.
Put Nigeria into anarchy. Well, you've seen, what do you think should be done to remedy this situation? The insecurities in terms of protection of life and property of the entire citizens, and everybody is vulnerable. I just left at the mercy of the nature, and whatever happens to you, you're your own. Food insecurity is there as well. Now, and virtually almost the entire sector of our existence seems to have been plagued by this. Just imagine, China has the population of 1.2 billion people, and yet they can manage themselves. There is, I mean, development, there is coherence, there is good management of the masses. They are not hungry, they can feed themselves and also export to the world. So, what is Nigeria doing? We just estimated 250 or 20 million people. They are still, out of that 260 million or 50, 20 million, they have the highest, of course, impoverished citizens within Nigeria. Nothing is working. Look at the roads.
I believe one thing that has made Nigeria so stagnant is the issue of planning, because there's no how you want to plan for the next generation, and that has really hindered our progress. Because you saw when they said Vision 2010, some persons came out with that policy. Now, how far with Vision 2010? What that vision? What they now? Those things that were marked, those things that were highlighted, those things that were supposed to have been done towards that time, the government really meet up to that standard. The same people said Vision 2020. Now we are in the now Vision 2020. Now nothing was achieved. Some person said
Now is another
million
vision,
growth
2030.
Now you keep coming out with policies.
We are still battling with forgery, with certificate forgery.
You keep coming out with policies, and then these policies are not what implemented. So how do you think? So how do you expect things to easily work out? And one thing is that how do you live in a society that has no database of a citizen, and you want this to work? It doesn't work. Now you can easily migrate from Lagos to Sokoto. Nobody knows that this man has left Lagos. So how do the government in Sokoto want to plan for you? How do they want to capture you in the budget? So these are things that the Western world does. That this man have left this state, he has come to this state. So the government there will plan for, okay, this place. Now there's now a new residents living in our state. So every provisions that need to be that the government need to provide, you also can be what a benefactor of it. So whereby even the president himself, even the national population centers don't know the exact numbers of people you want to plan for. So how do you want to
It
plan for them?
doesn't know, honestly, even in Lagos
So
that claims
how do
to
you want to,
be
so it just
center of excellence.
it just
Millions troop in and out of Lagos unchecked.
so how do you want to plan
Huh?
for them? People, before you make plans, you must have, okay, this is the number of people I want to plan for. But every day you keep guessing, you keep guessing. You have so how do government? So government need to come back to their time, but that everybody on the street, you need to have collect a data. Okay, this is the streets. Let us know the numbers of people living in this streets. Even go to your streets, most people don't even know, even know their next door neighbor.
I stand. In fact, I can bet my with anything. Nigeria's problem is too compounded that in the next 200 years you can't find solution. Honestly, where do we start from? Just as I discussed with one of my friends, is that in China you have a railway, underground railway, that you can't even notice any hold up. You see, because it is well planned, structured in such a way that if you board a train and the train tells you that in the next 2 hours you will get to Abuja, you will get there without any interception. You see, things are well planned and there are camera surveillance everywhere. That no crime, the rate of crime is very minimal. With the 1.2 billion
Population.
population, the rate of crime is so minimal or negligible because the system works, everybody knows his rights and obligations, and the government also, of course, is accountable to the people. So, in fact, this country is more or less should be likened to be another world exclusively out of this solar system, honestly. So, are you happy being a Nigerian? What are you proud to being a Nigerian?
Happy, I cannot happy being a Nigerian. I am very much happy, but I'm not proud to be a Nigerian. Because before you say you are proud of something, what are the indices that will make you proud? Because I cannot tell God to like face me to this part of the world. If truly I had that objection, I'd have told God, I don't want to be a Nigerian. But now God has created me to be a Nigerian. I cannot change and dispute that fact. But proud to be a Nigerian, I am not happy because before you are proud of something, what are the indices that will make you to be part of the? Is it the free education? Is it the constant power supply? Is it the unemployment? Is it so? See, what are the indices that will make me happy? Is the state of the nation that, see, as a very Nigerian, I can barely feed. I strive to make ends meet. As a Nigerian, what have I gained that will make me proud to be a Nigerian?
Even as a graduate,
So
and he find it difficult to even feed himself, even a meal. Then, even in China, the cheapest commodity is food. With 1.2 billion population, the cheapest commodity anybody can afford is food. Food.
for me to even access healthcare, that is one of the cheapest thing abroad.
Hey.
Can as a Nigerian, can you go to the healthcare center and then get drugs for free at the expense of government? No, you also these are things that will not make me proud to that will not make me to be proud to be a Nigerian. You have the 21st century whereby you don't have constant power supply.
In the talk of constant, let's have at least start with 4 hours in a day, constant supply without
So
interruption.
until these indices have been met, I can now say I'm proud of.
When will they be met? We are Nigeria is 63, just 63 plus.
And the president keeps saying, look at the president's speech in the October day. He's talking about minimum wage in the country, 3,000 minimum wage, going back and forth every day. So I believe as a Nigerians, we are not ready, because if we are ready, we need to take our destiny in our hands.
Thank you so much. We need to take our destiny in our hand, and we are not ready. Then do you have to blame those who have seen ahead that the system is not working and they are calling for self-determination, just like the Biafrans, of course, the Odissan people, where you fell into? You said the Nigerians are not ready for development and to chart the way forward. then would you blame the Oduduwa Nation agitators and the Biafran agitators who have seen clearly that much damage has been done to this contraction, and the only way forward to preserve their own cultural heritage and posterity is to now rise and defend, of course, their own people by seeking for self-determination?
I will not blame them, because before you say you want to uh, be, before you call for secession or for self determination, or you want to exit a country, the country might have failed you. Something prompted that. No individual will just wake up one day in a system that is working and say I want to exit out of this country. It doesn't work. You saw what happened between South and then North Sudan. Southern Sudan. Southern Sudan had the oil, had the natural resources, but the Northern Sudan were deprived them of these things. So that was why. So the Southern Sudan deprived them of this. That was why they had to call for secession. So for the government, so for the government, so for the people to have called for secession or what agitation, it shows the government on its own have failed that particular region. And if I were to be the president, the best thing is to call for dialogue. What is really happening? What is making these people call for secession and what agitation? You cannot use force on them. This issue of Biafra is and what ideology that has come to stay. Before Mazinam Kanu, Otuku forced this is whole issue of Biafra. How old was Mazinam Kanu then? Mazin was less than 2 years or 3 years then.
Less than a year.
Less than a year. Now, a man has now come out to champion a cause. So even if you hold Mazinam Kanu, a child that is on board will still come and champion this cause. So is an ideology that runs in the mind of some tribes. So you cannot even kill that. These people has it in history book. So if that issue is not properly addressed and managed, 100 years to come, people will still be chanting for this secession. So you cannot kill that vision. You cannot kill that dream unless these people have sense of belonging to. That is the only way. Or else you will keep on arresting, and then champions, and then individuals will spring up and then champion this cause of Biafra.
Okay, thank you so much for your wonderful submission, Mr. David. I really appreciate. Yes, you have heard it from him, esteemed fans, that Nigerians aren't ready for any national development, and as such, those who call for self-determination in order to preserve their cultural heritage and posterity should not be blamed at all, because the more you look, the less it appears in Nigeria, and that, of course, have kept Nigerian state in the wheel of motionless and become a cog to the progress of the Nigerian state. We have now Mr. Chinedu, comrade. You are welcome, Chinedu. Okay, while we await Mr. Chinedu to take over this podium, let's know what is your own take. SM fans, just let's have this while we round up, please. Just 2 minutes is okay. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers.
You're welcome to this political rumbles this morning. Our focus is the allegations across the length and breadth of this country that the federal government is not showing any political will and sincerity in fighting banditry and other insurgency in the northern hemisphere.
I think now we have seen a shift from what we normally see in when Buhari was still there as the president. Tinubu has come in, and most of those chief of army staff or whatever, all the security apparatus of this country has been rechecked, and we hope to see improved security in the northern aspect in the northern Nigeria.
How
And
long do we start seeing them? Because people are dying on daily basis. People are being massacred. People are being chased out of their ancestral homes. So how long do we hope to see? So,
I think the APC-led administration has always promised to do a lot of things, in terms of improving security in that area. They are still claiming that the government is very new, and by the time they fully settled, that Boko Haram and insecurity in the north will be a thing of the past.
but quite unfortunate, the military are having a swing, of course, of the exercise in the east, southeast, moving all the military arsenals down to the east, neglecting the north. Could there be any sort of conspiracy against the eastern people? Are they the only one that should be subjected or marginalized or suppressed with all the arsenals of the states?
When you listen to the revelations made by one of Nnamdi Kano's lawyer, it's real. I have also experienced that, during the course of my voyage into the southeastern part of Nigeria, and you discover that there is a massive military formations, that are in southeast, in the eastern Nigeria now, so to say. Not only in the entire Biafra land. That's just the truth. Every checkpoint, from one point to another, you see, and our people go through this humiliation where you are being asked to come down. Being asked to come down from a vehicle, raise your hand up. It reminds us that that we are still under conquest. That's what it means. And it's high time the governors takes it up. The Ohanesendibo takes it up. The Eastern Nigeria is not at war with anybody, anybody. They are peaceful, loving people. They do their businesses and have and if you look at their way they do the things, you know that the Eastern people are relational, and they like relationship with other people. So talking about the same thing that they have been experiencing in the past, a situation where the peaceful Eastern Nigeria is having more military personnel, formations, and all that. Operation this, operation that is going on. Well, it is going on in the southeast that is very peaceful. And we look at the north. Something is not going on in the north, where a certain group of people seem to have deep reservations to the extent they were able to carry arms against the federal government, killing people. Nobody's killing anybody in the east. The IPOB, the Biafra movement is a peaceful one. Therefore, it is the Nigerian government that is creating insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria and blaming it on the IPOB. IPOB have come out several times to condemn the killings, so to say, in whatever form. They should not be dragged into it. And the Nigerian government have been using it, to bring problem, to cause economic hardship to the people in the eastern Nigeria. And it is hard time, in honest truth, for such things to be put to a check thoroughly, to avoid people having this kind of sentiment that they have been going they have been going through conquest for the past 60 years in Nigeria.
And someone said that the war has not ended, but it has taken another dimension in disguise. And as you rightly submitted, that it appears that people are still being subjugated as a victim of the war. But don't you think that wouldn't have been possible without the conspiracy of the Eastern governors who always rush to Abuja to mobilize the military against their own people?
No, what I'm saying is this: I'm not going to put any blame on anybody. What I'm saying is this: they don't have control of the military, but they can appeal to the system, to dismantle all military information, to allow people to carry out their economic activities, their commercial activities on daily basis without fear of intimidation or without fear of been under conquest for the past 60 years. It is not acceptable. It's never done anywhere in the world. And these are the things that a lot of people are watching. A lot of extremists in Nigeria are looking at, and they are saying that Biafra will stand and continue. Biafra will stand, and that is what we are saying. So I'm not the state governors are not in control of the police and the army. So I cannot really put blame on them on that regard. But they still have this kind of stake, the way of by which they can, appeal to the powers that be, to dismantle all these kind of formations, military formations in the southeast that has brought so much hardship on the people of Eastern Nigeria.
Now, can the Eastern Nigeria trust the federal government of their security of their life and property, when even the north, of course, is agog? Of course, even the east, the west is not left. So all this heightened insecurity, doesn't this, of course, tell how bad the government is? Could we be likened to as a failed state?
Nigeria, nobody can come out authoritatively and say that Nigeria is not a failed state. Nigeria is completely a failed state. You understand? But Nigeria has been riding on hope. Nigerians has been riding also on hope. Nigeria has gotten to the point that things has continued to, instead of we are moving forward, we are moving backward with so much negativity attached to it. There's no sign of development. There's no sign of a better future as I'm talking to you now. And that is why what we are saying, that even in the last independent 63 years of age Nigeria has attained, there's nothing to talk about, there's nothing to celebrate. You can see Nigerians, everybody were just wearing straight face on Independent Day. It shows how bad it is. It shows how backward Nigeria has gone from the angle of real development, economic development, infrastructure development, human resources and all that. They are moving backward, and there's nobody there who is there to it's okay, now this is the direction to go. Nigeria seems to have no leader. Nigeria have no leader. If Nigeria is enjoying leadership, we wouldn't have been finding ourselves in this kind of situation whereby we don't know which way to go, even at 63.
Finally, before you leave, please, I want you to comment on this. Police have been, of course, named prime suspects regarding the death of Mohbad, alleging that, of course, Naira Marley, the nurse, and one other person's prime suspect that led to the death of Mohbad. But this is the same police that the petition was written twice by Mohbad, and they failed to act on it before it becomes too late. So do they have the moral, of course, standing right to begin to allege or accuse anybody? Why they failed in their own responsibility of carrying out the necessary investigation that would have, of course, saved this life?
I think the public opinion put pressure on the police, Nigerian police, to do the needful. Let for Nigerian police, they wouldn't have done anything.
But in the just few 30 seconds.
You understand? They wouldn't have done anything, and it's something that that is not okay. It's not something that we should be clapping our hand for. Of course, now we know that if there's no pressure from Nigerians regarding Mohbad's death, maybe they wouldn't have done anything. You understand? And it's really bad. They are paid to protect lives and properties in Nigeria. And that's the reason why Nigerians are paying tax. To make sure that area is well.
Their salary is well
paid, and they do their job normally. But unfortunately, unless you continue to bribe, can you still imagine? Even while going to visit Mohbad, they were asking for bribe. The Nigerian police were people that were going there. They were asking bribe from those people. That shows you that
this can carry out investigation.
No. In fact, you can see somebody want to see that Naira Marley, there, and they were asking. The police were asking. It was reported in the Punch, that they were even asking. They were giving out 5,000 naira, to so that police can allow them have access to make them allow them to visit normally at the panty there. So that's the nature where Nigerians have found ourselves, where the police system is born in or is now rooted in bribery, corruption, and who knows who. If you don't know anybody in this country, that means there will be no justice. If not because of public opinion and outcry, maybe police would have been very reluctant to unveil what led to Mohbad's death.
Well, thank you so much for your wonderful submission, comrade. I do appreciate. Yes, you've heard it, of course, from a public analyst and a national commentator this morning. Yes, keeping it real has been a commitment, and to this end, we come your way. Esteemed fans, good morning once again, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be watching us. I hope you're doing great. Let's know what is your own position via the comment section. You are free to express yourself. Let's know, of course, what is your own position regarding this events and developments within the Nigerian social, political, and economic spheres. Are you, of course, happy with what is going on and what do you think will be the way forward? There have been several, of course, opinion and expression that Nigeria seems not to be working, and it is needless wasting time trying to keep Nigeria warm, while unfortunately it has never worked for more than 60 years down the line. Nigeria is still grubbing in darkness and appears not to have found its feet on the path of nationhood. Remember, of course, the last said, Awolowo was submitted that Nigeria is just a mere geographical expression that have not attained nationhood. Even on the part of nationhood, have committed several errors and blunders, which of course threatens the existence of this country. Haven't been plunged into the first civil war between Nigeria and Biafra. It appears that the country or her populations seems not to have learned from the history. And when you fail to learn from history, there are possibilities that history must definitely repeat itself, but that will not be on a very good note, because what is happening within the Nigerian social, political, and economic sphere left us with nothing to desire about this country, as submitted by one of the analysts this morning. Said he's not proud of being Nigeria, though he have no choice, of course, of his birth, place of birth. But then, if he is to make a choice, he would have taken, of course, a different position and not being a Nigerian. This is just a reflection of the opinions of several millions of Nigerians, for which most of us in diaspora, of course, has to scurry for safety, for survival, because the Nigerian state and its prospects seems to have little or no, of course, prospect for them. And then they discover themselves and were able to be what they are today, because they left the shores of this country, and today another different society embraced them, accommodated them, and gave them, of course, the opportunity to succeed, which wouldn't have been possible. We have millions of talents wasting and wallowing, of course, endlessly, without any hope or prospect, not even any vision for the country, let alone the individuals who are vulnerable, are being left at the mercy of whatever happens to them. These are realities of what Nigerian society represents. It is rather unfortunate that no one comes to the aid of these vulnerable youths, and of course, not just the youths of recent. You saw an old man who came here, though was a supporter of APC and Tinubu. He said that Nigeria is no longer working, that he is hungry, that being a carpenter could no longer go about his job, even there is no job, let alone having any. He is just at the mercy of hunger and at the mercy of sympathizers. It's so unfortunate. This is an elder statement. If Nigeria is working, he would have been enrolled in some social of course, securities are not that. If what's come to worse, at least having something to eat has become almost impossible for millions, several millions of Nigerian homes, and it is rather unfortunate. You might consider it fortunate having escaped the shores of this country because no matter how difficult your places of residence are, it can be too difficult or worse or closer to what experience is here in Nigeria. That is why you should also be fortunate and see how you can, of course, alleviate the sufferings of those within this contraption. It has becoming an endless rhetoric. Where we have, of course, individuals who lack integrity, who want to support even impunity and the criminality because they benefit from such, and such society can never move forward because it's devoid of integrity, sincerity, and commitment by the same population or the harm masses, especially the politically exposed persons, to chart the way forward. Can we build a system that could be trusted when we are not ready to confront the irregularities and criminality? Because on the basis that it just favors us and that settles it, it doesn't matter if everybody can lose it, provided we have it, and that is all. It is rather unfortunate and very destructive to any society. It's just a matter of time. Such society will either collapse on itself, on the masses who are trying to live in deception. But that is just the reality of what we have or how we see ourselves here in Nigeria. And it's quite unfortunate. Christian, okay, authentic. Okay, thank you. Sorry for such a distraction. I just want to call the attention of authentic general. Okay, it's coming. Let's have it start. And yes, what he has to say. We are waiting. Just come. Good morning. Yes, Mr. Authentic is on his way to, of course, give his own opinion regarding the happenings here. Let's watch and see what he has to say. Good morning, Authentic General.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes,
this is Authentic General.
Authentic General, is it a past general of the armed forces or self
General, just general,
general?
just taggy general.
Yes, we are discussing here this morning. Authentic General, that the government, federal government, has been blamed for the security, of course, destroying the entire northern hemisphere and the economy of the north. The IDPs are so alarming, and the government, who is spending billions of dollars claiming to be fighting banditry, have been accused of insincerity.
Actually, if I may say about that banditry and the rest of them in the north, you hold responsible to the northern elders and the elites, because nothing that is happening there, they know all about that. So many times we've been hearing that so person is sponsoring them, so governor is sponsoring them, so senator is sponsoring them, sponsoring the bandit. No substantial investigation to come and tell us that why a prominent someone that is working in government is sponsoring the bandit, and they are destroying the life and properties of the Nigerians. So if you watch what is happening in the north, they are using it to play game, and I am seeing it that they are making money out of it
At the expense of their own people. Lives have been lost.
Yes, life have been lost.
What kind of money is that?
You know, actually, the northerners, they don't regard human being as anything. Buhari came, a former president, told us that cow is more preferable than human life. I prefer to treat to mingle or to treat cows than human being. A former president told us that. So what are you then saying? They kill human being just because of cow. If they touch their cow, they will eliminate you because of cow. Ordinary animal meat. You understand? So I see it that they are making money, and they are making money out of this banditry of a team. They're making money of it.
That's why they don't want it to go.
That is why they don't want it to go. When this boundary came under former president of Obasanjo tried his own best, possible best to quench it. Later he left, and Yaradua came. Not quite long, Yaradua died. Jonathan came. Jonathan then say, when Jonathan came, these people started, escalated everywhere. That is where Jonathan give Ejirika as a army chief of staff. Abi what? Ejirika vowed and said, "Give me 3 months. If you hear anything banditry again." I heard this on national television. Ejirika went with his boys into the bush. The same Buhari, our former president, and some other northern elites.
You are right.
Say that they are killing our people. These people are not bandits. So then why are they complaining now? You see, they are killing their people. These people are not bandits. They are our children. You could remember when some of them, somebody like Kabiru Sokoto them, then many of them were arrested. Then after some years, they will release them and say they have rebrand them. How can you rebrand a banditry? And when you rebrand them, you put them into society, they went back to their
Criminality. Because that is what they have been indoctrinated.
Who is teaching who? What are you telling us? So the northern governors, senators, and the elites should hold responsible about that. So they should not tell us about the band because they know about it. They are using it to make business. I'm telling you. Do you know how much foreign Western wars are giving them because of this banditry?
Yes, even foreign aids.
Yeah? Foreign aid. Do you know how much are they giving them? I will use it to build a camp, ID camps. I will do that. Are they using all of them? They are making money with all this. They don't know that they are destroying life and properties. Even life that they cannot create. So you go and hold them responsible. That's all about
that is another important angle and dimension. Now, that's been the case. Of course, the northern political elites should be blamed because they have some ulterior interests or motives by not cooperating with the federal government. Now, do you have to blame those who are calling for the dissolution of the Nigerian state? Because much resources have been expended in the fight against terrorism. But as it stands today, the military are now mobilizing their military arsenals in the east and part of the west to clamp down or suppress the supposed IPOB or the perceived enemies. So, could you see that as a welcome development?
That is an impossible. It is an impossible. They can never try it. Even if they try it, they will fail. Because this banditry you are talking of now is over 32 years now. You understand? You watch Obasanjo 80 years, watch Jonathan 80 years, watch Buhari 80 years, and Tinubu don't enter now. You understand? Calculate all this banditry. But this IPOP, what are they demanding of? If our government are people that have IQ, that have direction, that meant for this Nigeria, they will call these guys and dialogue with them. There is no mistake in dialoguing. You dialogue with your wife, you dialogue with your children. When you see that there is fracas, come, let us reason together. What is the problem? How can we do it? Let us do it right.
And in calling for come, let's reason together. There should be sincerity and openness.
There should be sincerity and okay. Jonathan did what is called confirm. Where is the outcome of the confirm? And this would have piped Nigeria down. You will see this agitation will not rise because they see that this ones, if they do this cover, it will favor some geopolitical zones. It will not favor them. It will do this.
But that is not true. The North has their own natural resources, and they claim to have the highest population density. But does that become a cost to them? Because imagine
It's a cost because they don't know anything. They don't even know their way, their right from their
Let's
left.
just take an instance from China. China has the highest population, about 1.2 billion plus, but they're able to manage their resources, produce more sufficient food for their own people. I mean, the crime rate is very minimal in China. So, why is the North afraid of the North?
The North are afraid because they don't know anything. Let us put it in that way. If you watch, if they know anything, right from the creation of this country, Nigeria, the Northerners have been the people, such people that have been in power. You understand? The Northerners, they have spent years in power. Then what have they done?
Even for themselves.
What have they done even for themselves? Talk more of others. The South, the East is all surviving with their own effort. Nothing is going there. They are surviving by their own effort. Whatever they get, they will do it. Not this, notwithstanding the Biafra war 1967, and they crushed everything. They don't want even any single soul to live. But look at now, governments, they are not sincere. The Northerners are not sincere. They are not sincere. They are not being fair. If to hear they are fair, they would have even treated their own people well.
Exactly.
Look at all over Lagos. Now they are the people,
Beggars, almanjiris, children not being taken care of.
riding everything.
And unfortunately, sir, they collect the highest allocation.
And they collect the highest allocation.
What are they doing? Of the revenue generated within Nigeria, more than 55% goes to the north. More than 55% go to the north. Then the 45% is being shared among the south,
resources they are collecting.
south and west.
What are they doing with it?
Southeast, southwest, and all that.
Zamfara, there is gold there. What are they doing with it?
The mine belongs to Zamfara people.
Okay, the mine is only oil that belongs to them. Oil
belongs to everybody. But the gold
belongs to them.
The lithium belongs to only the north.
Is that fairness? Then how do you think that with that kind of mindset, Nigeria will grow?
And unfortunately, they have not been able to manage themselves, and even the gold and the lithium and resources.
How can Nigeria grow? You have gold in your own state. You mine it and you retain it from every other person. But oil is for everybody.
That is why the insecurity is thriving, because what the political elites do, they procure arms and mobilize boys to protect where they are mining all those resources, so that there will not be interference. You see? Why the populations, the masses are dying of hunger and starvation.
What you are saying is that, what I'm saying is that the Northerners are the problem of this country. The Northerners are problem, and when they realize that they are a problem, if they put themselves in the right track, Nigeria will be great.
Okay, will other parts of the country be suffering as a result of this problem they have created for themselves? So how long shall every other people be held to ransom because the North are not ready to and sincere in fighting terrorism? What about the Eastern people who are calling for agitation for the restoration of Biafra? They have seen that Nigeria's system is not working and have never worked according to their submissions and based on the current realities. Could you blame them, of course, for calling for agitation, restoration of Biafra state and Oduduwa?
I pray. Oduduwa, don't measure on Oduduwa. Oduduwa is not ready yet. Oduduwa is still Nigeria.
Okay, Oduduwa is still Nigeria. If you are Oduduwa, let's hear you. Of course, that there is no sincerity in the pursuit for the actualization of Yoruba nation.
Who rise up is their elite that condemned him. Who knows him? Who knows his father? Where is he coming from? He's ordinary and Igbo is ordinary and Omota. You understand? Let us kill him. But what I'm trying to tell you, God will help the Igbos, the IPOBs that is pursuing for their own sovereignty. Because I'm telling you that Ojukwu did this. It's not, I was born after the war. I know and I had the history I read it, I know what the Igbos passed through. You understand? And now they have seen that Nigeria has not been fair, even to them. Look at, if you go to East, nothing is working. No road. People man are just hustling on their own, and if they hustle, they go and build house. You understand? But to other part of the Nigerians, go to north, go to the west here, Nigeria is doing everything to them. Government is doing everything to them. But they're not doing anything to the east. So if they say that they are not part of Nigeria, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. In 1967, Ojukwu fought for this. Let them go. And God will grant them mercy and grant them the heart for them to go. But I don't want war again. If Nigeria should understand that what they passed through, what Nigeria and Igbos passed through during the Biafran war, they should not vie for the war again. Let them peacefully grant them. Go. Let them go, because they are not part of Nigeria. They are not treating the Igbos well. They are not treating the southeast, irrespective of all the economy that Nigeria is using is coming from that side.
There is a popular saying, no justice, no peace. And this no longer just applies to the eastern people. The entire regions of this country have never enjoyed peace for some decades now.
Actually, no justice, no peace. You have said it all. When there's no justice, there will be no peace. You understand me? Had there been there is justice, equity, and trust in Nigeria government, in everything they are doing, in executing their powers and the rest of them, these people will not be agitating. But because you are no justice, you do anything anyhow, you sideline them, who are them, what can they do? But if you know that with the people rise, there will be war, there will be terror.
Exactly. Let me just paraphrase the statement of Philip F. Young. He said that these people, if you fail to treat their children well, their children will rise again to fight for their freedom.
Exactly.
So, 50 years after the Civil War, you can see the people that support children are rising to continue the demand and the quest for their emancipation. Don't you think that this is a prophecy fulfilled? A prophecy made by Philip F. Young has come to fruition today.
It's not only Philip F. Young that made that prophecy. The prophecy have long ago prophesied, even before Philip F. Young. But the issue remains that actually in a family, you know that if you are not treating your children well, you understand? A day will come that they will rise against you as a father. If you are not treating you, a father, a biological father, you have like 4 or 5 children, 3 children, and you're not treating them, giving them what they're supposed to do, putting them in area they're supposed to put, direct them the right direction. Regardless that you are their father, they will rise against you. They will rise against you. That is what is happening. This is not Philip Ephraim, because Ephraim is just fulfilling the prophecy. You understand? If fulfilling the prophecy, probably Ephraim was not born during the Biafra war, because I like Ephraim is about 30 years old, 30 years old. 30 years or 28 years thereabout. He was not born.
Before the Biafra?
No. No. Currently.
Okay, you mean Nnamdi Kanu?
Is it Philip Ephraim?
Philip Ephraim was the one, second in command
of Ojukwu.
to Ojukwu.
Yeah.
Simon Ekpa is what you are referring to.
I'm referring to Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is fulfilling the promises have been made already. Philip Ephraim is the second in command to Ojukwu.
Yes.
He made that prophecy that if Nigeria failed to treat these people well, irrespective that they feel and they felt that they conquered their father who fought the Biafra war, that their children will rise again. And their children, are they not rising again? They are rising again against Nigeria. And with what I'm seeing and how I foresee it, they will not conquer. They are going to defeat Nigerians.
And the children are more desperate. Let's see what Owen Palace made submissions here. He said, "Oh, my brother, it is so sad because Biafra is our only hope. Wow, it's the only hope is Biafra. You can imagine these are part of the children
That is it. That
of
is the only
Biafrans.
hope is Biafra.
They are seeing Biafra as the only hope.
Let Nigeria allow Biafrans to go. That does not mean that we are not going to. We are going to live cohabitantly. We are going to live in a peaceful way that we can transact business with each other again. That does not mean that if Biafra go, no more. There will be more transaction, many transactions,
Diplomatic ties and all that.
everything. You understand? But the issue is allow these people to go.
So that they can manage themselves,
They can manage themselves.
they can understand themselves,
Yes.
and move at their own
Because
pace.
I understand and I believe that the ways of the Igbos are not the ways of the other people. The way the Igbos think is not the ways of the Northerners think, not the ways of the Yoruba think. You understand me? Their thinking is very, very vile, you know, different, a different way. So allow them, let them go. That's the only peace for Nigeria. Boko Haram, Boko Haram said, I don't see. Boko Haram, I don't know what they are demanding for. They are kidnapping people, students. They say no more school. The education is a taboo to their place. They don't want education. They don't.
No, that was the narrative they create in order to deceive the gullible. They don't want Western education, and
They don't want they are still kidnapping students.
they are using the most sophisticated weapons from the Western world. So, is it not a product of education? If you don't want Western education, you should have brought everything connected to Western education. So, it's a mere deception for the gullible ones.
My advice to Nigeria: allow the Biafrans go. Allow the Biafrans go, so that peace will reign in this country. Let Biafra go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, comrade, authentic general. You have shown proven to be the general indeed. Of course, your wonderful submissions are very frantic and without any fear of favor. You've been able to express your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. And having expressed that, we appreciate you because it is a reflection of millions of the supposed Nigerians or Biafrans people that they want to go, and you cannot stop them. As rightly submitted here by Owen Pilots, he said that Biafra is only hope. Then if Biafra is the only hope, then it does not matter paying the ultimate price in defense of what they truly believe. This is not just a mere ideology, but it's something that stems from the blood. It flows from the cells, and the arteries are pumping on daily basis. As long as the heart continues to pump the blood, it is rather, of course, interesting at this moment. Let them go. It is a right and fundamental human rights for self-determination has been enshrined by the United Nations on People's Rights Charter, or People's Charter's right, and you should not be denied of short, which Nigerians happens to be. Nigerian can't say it happens to be a signatory to the United Nations Charter on fundamental rights of the people, and which has been expressed by way of self-determination in 54 or thereabout. Nigeria began the quest for self-determination from the British colonial masters, which of course was granted to them in 1960, and then by 1963 Nigeria becomes a federating unit. And as such, if you have enjoyed such opportunity of having self-determination from the colonial masters who didn't take up arms to begin to kill you, or who didn't, of course, escalate such criminality and cruelty on the Nigerian soil, then how then could you at this time live opposite, of course, to what you have enjoyed? Mr. Simon Simeons Okodogo, good morning, my Biafran brother. Well, you are facilitating with us, Mr. Frank Ibe. God bless you, sir. Hope everyone is doing well. God bless my brother. Biafra is the only hope we have, Mr. Chigos here. I do agree with you without any, of course, without messing words, because what we have seen, what we have heard, have left us with no other option than to call, of course, for self-determination with the only objective and interest, motive of building a more coherent society where people could be trusted, where people could be proud to identify with, where people can be proud to say, yes, I belong to I'm a Biafran, just like an average American citizen will be proud and will raise his or her shoulder up that I'm an American citizen, a world-class citizens. We cannot continue to live in a society that regards us or subject us to be third-class citizens. It is unacceptable and being treated as such. Where some people are being skimmed out of events and not given the appropriate, of course, equal, equitable distribution of the commonwealth. Where some in Zamfara, mining their gold, claim that it only belongs to the north or the Zamfara state. The lithium and other, of course, petroleum that is being mined belong only to the north, while they still enjoy the highest revenue share allocation from the general or common purse. It's not unfortunate, and with such level of intimidation, injustice, no society will strive, no society will move forward. Let's continue to hear what is your own take and positions regarding these submissions this morning. It has been a very entertaining, of course, conversation this morning, the weekend of Saturday, and I hope you will contribute to this a very interesting political rumbles here, where we say it as it is. Of course, keeping it real has been an earnest commitment and service to humanity. Nothing short of that, of course, will always excite us than keeping it real and having people, of course, express their opinions the way it is and the way they feel the impulse, of course, of the happenings within the Nigerian space. Let's hear what is a step before the next, of course, person takes up this morning. Okay. Nkonye Doro, good morning. Yes, bro, as that's the response. Keep it, of course, rolling in. And let me have your, of course, just hit the subscription button if you have not done so, so that others could also have access to view us. Just hit the subscription button and, of course, subscribe to this if you have not done so, so that you can encourage us. If what you are doing, the service to humanity, is you find it very good, and you should, of course, support us in any way you can. Don't forget that we are here to serve humanity. I'm needed to be encouraged. Okay, and good morning, everyone, wherever you might be watching us. What is your take in today's Nigeria? Let's know what is your position. Many people have lost interest and confidence in the redeemability, or if there's any word like that, of the Nigerian state. Could that be the possibility of redeeming the Nigerian state, as some say that Nigeria as it stands now is irredeemable? Now, can you give any hope or reasons why those people should begin to think otherwise? Or do you subscribe to the same position? Yes, FJ lacks a political will to end the banditry and insecurity in the north, being alleged, of course, by some notable nationalists and citizens as it stands now. Let's know what is your position, and let's know how you can react to this laudable, very serious allegations. With the millions voted for the fight against insecurity, most of Nigerians within the Nigerian, of course, territory are no longer safe. Millions are displaced internally. Millions scurry for safety in neighboring countries, and millions are afraid of coming back to their supposed countries, being trapped in different regions of the country or the world at large. There are some who, of course, want to visit their ancestral homes because of the height of insecurity plaguing the entire regions, not just a particular region. They are scared, of course, of losing their lives, of which most of them, upon returning to Nigeria, could not go back They drop dead, they fell victim to either kidnapping or insecurity and other crime scenes. Of course, they become victim of this happenings within the Nigerian, and that have caused so many people losing interest. Okay, Mazi, as Okokondem is here, of coming back to the Nigerian state. Do you still have share the same unfortunate experience? Let's know what is your experience the last time you came to Nigeria, and would you, of course, be preparing to visit Nigeria anytime soon? Yes. Good morning, Mazi Okokondem.
Good morning, my host, Chigozie Ndigbo. But before we go ahead, allow me to thank my God first. God Almighty Father, I thank thee, I praise thee, I worship your name for your goodness, for your favor in our life. I thank you for being able to keep every one of us alive. I thank you on our behalf, on behalf of our fans all over the world who appreciate what you are doing and who don't appreciate what you are doing. I thank you on behalf of Mercy Nnamdi Kanu, whom you keep alive today, whom you not allow to die in the DSS dungeon. I thank you on behalf of Simon Ekpa, the coordinator of IPOB Autopilot, and Biafra Prime Minister and the government of Biafra in exile Prime Minister. I thank you how we have been coordinating, following things according to your own will. Father, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. I thank you on behalf of Sondam Ibohu and Amateku Odua Republic. I thank you on behalf of Arewa Republic. I thank you on behalf of Nigeria. Even as of now, we have not had a barrel of them more than what I be hearing. Nigeria starts in Ukraine. I say, Father, be praised, be magnified in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. I am Mr. Parademi Okokondemi, this is the Republic of Biafra. Liba Masim Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra.
Okay, thank you.
In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
I think we have to open a section of Call Web TV where you will be conducting the vision and the ministry of Operation Sharp Sharp.
What I'm doing is the work of my father.
Okay.
I'm doing the work of my father.
Yes, and we have to encourage you doing that. You said that there have not been shouts of barrels of gun in the Nigerian state, but people are dying of hunger and starvation, insecurity,
Yes.
rocking the entire state.
Yes.
What other war could be more deadly than what is happening?
When I say there's no barrel of gun, it doesn't mean that there's no war in Nigeria. There's war in Nigeria. Now, but what I mean by barrel of gun, just like Ukraine, where NATO and America came in, Russia came in, experimenting their new weapon they manufactured. This is why one thing that Tinubu have done did not allow America to use Nigeria for the experiment of their weapon in Niger Republic. That's one of the best he have done as so far. But to come in the other part of Nigeria, in the Biafra land, there's a war there now. In Biafra land, there's a killing. Nigerian army versus IPOB. They are killing. This is masses. They are killing civilians. They are killing poor people. This is why we decided to stay at home and see they will come into house, break house, and be killing people. This is Nigeria we are in. This is Nigeria we are in.
This is Nigeria we are in.
We are in.
Now, just a brief run of the development with the IPOB Autopilot. I learned in the social media that they have been able to establish their headquarters or diplomatic office in the United States and South Korea. How true is this, and how committed is the Simon-led faction of the Simon-led IPOB ready for the transition of the Biafran government?
You see, in this case, in everything, I have to give God Almighty all His glory and honor. God is at work. Someone else is not the one doing it by himself. But the assignment God have given unto him, and God is guiding him to do it. Really, Biafran government exile headquarters have been established in Maryland, United States of America. It has been established there, and we have it in Korea. I think he went to Korea, South Korea, recently, last week or this week, so for peace summit. And we have it in Japan, we have it in Europe, We have it in Gabon. We have it in Haiti. Almost,
You mean it?
almost half of Europe now.
Wow.
We have it there. You understand? So Biafra issue this time around is not a thing you can cover. It's not a thing that the British propaganda can stop. It's not a thing that BBC can tell people lies again. And they deceived most nation before in the first Biafran war. So they said they deceived Russia. Russia joined them to fight Biafra. But now Russia have still known the truth. They cannot fight Biafra anymore. You understand? We have it in Australia. We have it in Canada. Go around. This is the Lord's doing. And it's marvelous in the eyes of Nigeria and the British government.
You mean you have all this diplomatic office, all the embassies, so to say, representing Biafran state,
President Biafra said,
when even the Biafran government is not yet in motion?
yes,
Or could it be a preparation for?
Biafra government has already been in a motion. If Biafra government is not a motion, they cannot have a building in America, a whole America, police of the world, have this in Russia, a whole world power, have in Spain, have in Sweden, have in Portugal, have in Japan, have in Gambia, and Tanzania, and Gabon, and Haiti, and that goes. Then he said it's not in motion. Biafra government is completely in motion. The only thing that remains is Nigeria to allow Biafra to establish their embassy or high commission in Nigeria. That's the only thing that remains. This is very soon to take place.
Under this government, of course, of Ahmed Bola Tinubu, or in the next dispensation?
It can take place in any person government. Tinubu can wake up tomorrow morning and say, Biafra, come and build this land we give to you. Come and build your Biafra house.
So are Biafrans now left at the mercy of the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, to either decide the independence of more than 70 million persons who are agitating and clamoring for self-determination as expressing their fundamental rights as enshrined in the United Nations People's Fundamental Rights, and could that just be left at the mercy of the sitting president?
Coming to a sign of Biafra existing or Biafra as a nation have been already signed in 1967 when Biafra was declared. It was in OAU. It was in United Nations organization. If you go there, you will see Biafran register. Biafra had been signed when Biafra print their currency, Biafran currency. Biafra have signed when Biafra flag raised up in 1967. Biafra have signed when Biafra have their coat of arms.
Okay, no any attempt, unconscious attempt to revoke all those enactments that was done then. Is that what you're saying?
The only thing that Biafra is struggling now is Nigeria to recognize Biafra as the neighboring country. That's the only thing that is going on, which both Buhari or Tinubu have done. They have power, they have their interest. Buhari to Tinubu have special interest to let Biafra go. But you know the problem we are having is the same Judas, Ekan, Korea, Datan and Abira in Biafra land. Called Ohaneze Ndi Beribe, Ohaneze Ndi Abuja, Ohaneze Ndi Fulani, Ohaneze Ndi Nigeria.
Well, away from that, Ohaneze, can you give us some breakdown of the court proceedings at the Supreme Court on the 5th of this month? I learned that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went to court, of course, to press his fundamental rights that had been trampled upon. So what was the outcome?
Now, I will come to that. Is this Igbo afraid to people, politicians traditional rulers, Igbo elite, Igbo businessmen, Igbo long throat, money that will hold the Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu. And the most architect of all, British hold Nigeria not to recognize Biafra as the neighboring country. But Nnamdi Kanu case, court have adjourned it until 15th of
December, right?
December. So there's no procedure there than the adjournment.
For the final pronouncement.
Judgment. But the final pronouncement judgment, remember that appeal court that got Nnamdi Kanu freedom and say he has no case to answer. It's the same Nigerian court. I don't know what Supreme Court will find there again. Maybe they may go back and uphold the appeal court that the same Nnamdi Kanu is free. They may go back and uphold it. If they did not uphold that appeal court judgment, and the judge is like what they have judged between Uzodinma and the Yodioha, I'm afraid it will be a different case.
It will be a different case. Well, the concerning just just a minute, the northern, of course, some northern groups have accused federal governments for the insincerity and lack of political will in fighting banditry in the north. Could you affirm that?
Now, the north, Arewa, Fulani, Nyantiyala, Northern Elders Forum, and all the whole social political organization or groups in the north are now speaking that the federal government is lacking. Federal government don't want to stop the bandit. Who created it? Who created those bandits? What do you call it? Fulani henchmen? What do you call it? Boko Haram? We call it bandits. Who created them? Is it not the same government of the north under supervision of Buhari created it? First of all, they started with Boko Haram against Jonathan, which people accuse the present vice president Shetima that he was harboring Boko Haram that time. People accuse him or suspect him.
Okay, when he was the sitting
Governor of Borno State. They were accusing him or suspecting him. Now, and the North did not cry out, North did not speak out that their own president, Buhari, should stop killing in the North. Rather, what they do is they arm Nigerian army to go down to east and kill their friends who did not carry any arm, who did not cause any nuisance, who did not kill anybody. Then they are killing them.
But they were asking for self-determination. Is that a crime by the Nigerian state?
Self-determination. The Nigeria not asked for self-determination. If Nigeria wasn't under British government before the struggle, okay, when Nigeria starts struggling, fighting for Nigerian independence, how many people have British killed? How many people have British jailed? How many villages that British bomb? Why Biafra on is become a crime to Nigeria? These people that cry insurgents or insecurity in the north did not cry when Buhari was there. You see how I think on my own as an individual. I don't know other people. Did not cry when Buhari was there to stop this thing, because Buhari could have speak to them with the language they understand as their own brother.
Olua.
And remember, even Buhari himself supported Boko Haram this time of Jonathan. There's a time when he said that Nigerian citizens were molesting not to exercise their free this in all over the Nigeria. Remember, there was a time when Boko Haram, Jonathan tried to negotiate with the Boko Haram. They said the negotiation will be in Saudi Arabia, and Buhari will be a representative or speaker of Boko Haram. They've seen it. Remember, the same Buhari said that if he did not win election in 2015 election, that monkey and bamboo will soak the blood of human being in Nigeria. Now, why can't they put Buhari that time to stop this thing? Now, they want when a Southern man will enter there, a Southern man will come and do what? Stop what they are doing.
Thank you so much, Mazi Okpara, for this frantic submission this morning. I think you've been able to establish that and pose a question to the northern political elites and the generality of the northern populations to ask themselves who created the monster that is bedeviling them at this time. Thank you so much. And,
Thank you, my host,
I do appreciate
Mr. Mazi Chigozie Ndibo. Thank you for hosting me. And I thank all of our fans all over the Nigeria. I thank Nigeria. I thank Arewa. I thank Odiwa Republic. I thank Biafra. I thank the present government of Nigeria. May God bless every one of us in Jesus' name. I am Mr. Okpara, the new Oko condemned in this second Republic of Biafra. Live by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Oduduwa. Long live Republic of Oduduwa. Long live Republic of Arewa. Long live Republic of Arewa. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you so much once again. We have a lower one here. Of course, who will give us the language? Of course, it's a moment of entertainment, and we're here to.
Happen in a fucking neighborhood called Nigeria, the fucking neighborhood. Different, you hear different story, categorical story.
Why the fucking neighborhood?
Well, you don't know about fucking neighborhood.
It's about your country. Are you
My
referring?
country is a mafia. It's a mafia show house. The fucking neighborhood, because you hear different story every day. People contesting of the depravity of the Wrestleria home.
Oluwa, this one is too. This grammar, you need to break it down so that the.
There for you, they talk about and the lions and the lioness and the antelope. They are dragging it again.
The hyenas and the lions have taken over the states.
Is that what we need? That is not necessary for you and I. What necessary for you and I? You put food on our table. 3 square meal confirm and let transportation for everything. Let it be accurate. Market house, cooled. Go to market, everything is Sarah. You can't burn it anymore, and they are fighting, degrading themselves with the name of certificate. Where is the certificate? How many of them get certificates? All those is not necessary to fight. It's a zero fight.
Wow. Okay. The some northern group have accused the federal government of not being sincere in fighting banditry. They are not. They don't have the political will to tackle insecurity.
You see, the northerners themselves. You see, when your house is on fire, you have to look for a means. When the real security man is supposed to take care of the house, protect you, it's not doing its cause. So you have to wake up, arrange yourself, otherwise everybody will be burned up. Why you not crying wolf now? When you set yourself as a bounty, you give chief emirs to banditry leaders. Now you're not crying wolf.
They are discussing with banditry.
Imagine. Yes. They talk about it. Imagine
pictures.
Imagine a city governor will be sitting down giving post to lions, mafians. See, Nigeria have to come back to the drawing board.
The people like you need to be listed in the military. You need to go join the military so that you can defend your father's land.
Give me Korofo. What is it? Korofo no Garan. Korofo go. Come. Zombie. Tell her to go from Atoro. That's why they kill all of them in the forest. Because the real Nigerian soldier, they just chop money, allocate billions to fight bandit, fight Boko Haram. No end for bandit and Boko Haram. They chop the money, they build house all over the world. Nigeria, one day, Nigeria will spoil, we can spoil. Because with that language, it's hard. Okay, go to the east side, voila. Go to the south, voila. Go to the north. Every day, right from day one, Boko Haram to today. Boko Haram now divided into like 4 groups. Bandit, kidnapping, different. And the government is there allocating billions. So that they are killing innocent soldiers every day. Now, not Nigeria will be alive enough to enlist in the Nigeria army because you know it's a problem. It's not safe.
That are you saying that joining Nigerian military as now is almost suicidal, signing for your
right. Before you will be happy to join it because you know that you will fight for your fatherland. At the end, you will be recognized. But now you are just going there on your own.
You mean those fighting for protecting Nigerians are not recognized, the military.
You know how many they die every time? Why are they dying? When the real language is so done.
Some say they don't have weapons to fight.
That's what I'm telling you.
Billions of dollars.
That's what I'm telling you.
and
So
budgeted for
they will be executed Sarah. Whereby you will be going, they will not lay ambush. Somebody will give the information for the headquarters. They will not lay ambush. They will not kill thousands, kill 100, just like that. Will I give you now say go and join? Will you go and join? So Nigeria is a Cameroonian home. It's a camouflage home where everybody have to survive on its own.
I'm not happy that you said you cannot join if you are called to join.
Don't you
the Nigerian military?
Don't you see what is happening in Nigeria?
Tell me what is happening that you can't join as a citizen of Nigeria.
Citizens of Nigeria, the government. Okay, are you going to join on your own or are you going to join under the government of Nigeria? I'm asking you a question.
Under the government of Nigeria.
The government of Nigeria is not sincere with the situation of the security matter. They are sincere. Things will have end. The late president, Abacha, General Abacha, he said, any country where there is a boundary that lasts up to 1-2 years, that means
more than 24 hours.
Yes, more than 24. That means the government have hands
in it.
So see what we are seeing now. Every day of how many years ago? Till now, is it not going to almost 15 years? From Boko Haram invade Nigeria.
More than 15, more than 20.
Okay, where is the solution? Okay, if you really record the real figure of Nigeria casualty soldier, it's more than almost going to almost 500,000.
Honestly, people have been killed. There was a time 1,000 is being buried, 800 just
so they
in a single day.
See, Nigeria have to go the truth. Imagine.
Okay, they will pursue their wives and back. Let's have your own opinion. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
God bless you. Let's just have just 2 minutes and that will be done with this. We are waiting for you to express yourself. As some say, after of course the casualties, the women's the deceased military personnel will be of course pushed out of the camps and the barracks. Good morning.
Good morning, my friend, my brother. Good morning to Nigerians.
You are looking sweet.
Oh, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. Nice to meet
Nigeria
you.
is not happening to you. What is the secret?
Oh, it's all my effort, not Nigerians' effort, but my own effort. I greet the Nigerians. You're highly welcome. Good morning to everybody.
Yes,
my name is Michael. Nice to meet you.
Wow, Michael, they are very dogged fighters. And Michael. So why do we have Michaels and the Nigerians are looking for people that will fight the war, the battle of emancipation of the masses? Nigerians are in debt, of course, and need for people who can fight the good cause. Why we have people like Michael here?
Yes. Nice meeting you, my brother. Indeed, if I must say, in Nigeria here, we have a lot of different issues in a different dimension. But because the government have not made an impact, even to find a 50% solution to our problems, they keep on making us separate from who you are and from what you want to be. Even the dreams is not far away from the many people that walk close to their dreams. It's because the government are not making an impact. Even yes, in the developed world, Western unions, if I must say, some people, governments have created some chances, some opportunities, some privileges to the new generation to come. Even the unborn ones that have laid a foundation for them. In Nigeria, when you attempt to even build the foundation by yourself, the government keep on killing it, killing the skills, killing, like they say, the greatest treasure is in the grave. But many people have their talent. Why? Because Nigeria have no opportunity to develop the skills of the younger ones.
And that becomes reality in Nigeria. People are dying
every day
with
like
their destinies and life.
Yes, because in a way that is government like this, at least governments must put things in place for the common man to survive, even up to 50%. Looking at the security aspect, you are saying now, some soldiers will just be Sarah under their white people drive out of barrack. No need, they're not begging. If they pity you to more than 1 month, they'll be driven out of the barrack. No need of saying it, maybe pretend no. So I'm not even getting the reward of being paying, being killed their husband or their wife in soldiers. In Nigeria, yeah, you take everything as normal. It's only in Nigeria you see people dying. I said it day yesterday. Like since a month, the paper carry people die. Tuesday people die. One is the Nigeria paper carrying die every day. I was just like, if I come here, this paper carry die again. People die for the paper. I no go even read paper, go just dey go. I was like, today again, people still die. So for Nigeria dying every day, killing every day, for how long will this stop? For how long?
Within the Nigerian
Within the Nigerians, I'm telling you. And the killing is not even just a few, the killing is just massively. Different states, different regions, different ethnics. Like I said, there's no control of it. And they say we are budgeting for security. We better forget anything budget for security and better forget budget at all. We better use the amount of the phone education or use the amount of phone lights. That will be better. Because in Nigeria, I mean, if you see that gun, it be like rusted iron. Some of them even to cook the gun will be difficult for them because it's not oiling it, because it's getting old. No new money to buy new one. Even when they bring the money out to buy new one, they swallow the money inside their stomach and bring back. I heard that one of the general now is being prosecuted, the one that swallowed big money, and be seen to court and court have charged him and everything. So like that, they'll be stealing. Well, the stealing shouldn't be anybody's fault. Start from the head. But when the water from the head is dirty, the dam will always be dirty. Surely the dam. So that's why the government have to take an impact. You need a sincere human being in this
Just
country.
like China. China is have a population of 1.2 billion plus, but they have been able to manage the crime rate. The crime rate is very small compared to Nigeria, and the poverty rate is also small because the government has a political will, the consciousness to create wealth for her populations.
Yes, you're
And
right.
you see, when they will come here and do business because they can access loans and grants from their own country at less than 1% to do business, and they're using Nigerians as animals here.
You're right. It's because of the government, the person that is in top, the leaders. Okay, imagine Nigeria here, we have been generating 19 trillion as revenue under 1 month. And there's that money that have not been tested in any capital project. And they keep on still borrowing on top of the money that have generated. Under the day, both the one have generated, both the one have borrowed, no capital project. Where will the masses get the job? Where will the graduates start the work? In Nigeria, you say graduates driving Okada. And where you say graduates driving keke.
Master holders.
Master holders. I go to abroad now. I coming back. Okay, go to abroad and see who, even at your O level 7 abroad, they can still see somewhere working.
Yes. Even with O level or certification, 3 months, 6 months, you can still get good job that will place you on an average life.
But here in Nigeria, there's no job. There's no job opportunity everywhere. So a common man have no choice than to commit a crime. As far as you're not eating for the government pocket. In fact, let me not eat it. As far as they're not stealing, because I don't see that they sit as stealing. But they take the people's phone personal as their own personal money. Me looking at it, the Nigerians, as federal government has involved, as concerned, that we keep on borrowing. In a business aspect, when you borrow money, you expect to use to invest something that will generate money. Have we been ever to invest in something that generates after borrowing this money from World Bank, from China, from here, from we be borrowing from different countries. Even the one where they buy from us, ordinary Egypt here, we be our neighbor here, we be Africa. We soon go borrow. Why are we borrowing?
It's only me that is left. Nigeria might approach me one day to come and
borrow from you.
to come and borrow from Callwave TV again.
We'll be borrowing from common man in Nigeria too. So it's very, very bad to see all these things. It will be so shameful to us.
And the money is
And
being shared among them.
Yeah, they are not using it for anything. You can't say
And
good road.
senators are not having a recourse, are not asking questions because they have their own share.
The most highest criminal in Nigeria is senators. Let me assume that can revive the issue of senators. Like, let's be sincere, say there's nothing like senate be existing. Let me to whoever get there will do better than what you are seeing. But because the senators are there, they are the blockade, they are the lion that is even making the things get worse. Even when they are willing to do something, they make it very difficult to do that one there.
They must have their own courts.
Yes, so which is very bad. The senators are our problems. People that represent, that's the most of them even go to the village. They don't even know how the village, except once in a blue moon. And when they come the higher security. If not, the common man that represent you equal slap well out of you. Because you're not doing well. Most of them that's representing us. And they're coming, nothing like even common burn water, common man go drink. Not even good road, not even good light self.
Honestly, it's a shame.
See, let me say,
It's
let
a
me say
shame on us. If
it is one senator that spent 4 years in Abuja, money used to develop, is up to what you used to develop a village or community to turn it to a mega city. It's not only just a type, but a mega city. One senator's money is enough to develop a community to the standard. Maybe it's not a matter of joking, to the standard. But where is the money? Where are they? Imagine Ekuremadu, my brother, I've been there for over 20 years. Where is Ekuremadu today? I wish Ekuremadu is not in prison. Could have been there. We don't know when we will live there, but thank God the UK have helped us to remove him. As far as insist is not leaving that place, the UK government have already helped us. Only arresting him is enough to leave that place, because if you not, Ekuremadu will not leave that place until he die. You. He's not even ready. Chocolate of you know, it's only they could have removed him, even not because of this issue that he had.
because he has the money to.
It's only the money. It's only to even die there. It can do undo to remain there. Oh, that's the Nigeria problem. That's our problem. But they can do undo to remain in power.
China is ruling the world with the population of 1.2 billion. They can feed themselves. The cheapest food there, item is there is food. But today, Nigerians can't boast of eating a meal a day. In their supposed country, just less than 220 million. And it's so unfortunate we found ourselves here. Then what is the way forward as a businessman? Do you see any better prospects?
Points to improve in Nigeria. Yeah, I think this burden for money. If they don't have anything specific to use the money on that will generate an interest, let them stop borrowing. That's the best option, because the debt we are owing is uncontrollable.
It's uncontrollable.
Honestly.
That is an advice to the government.
For me, it's only one I have to. Let me just assume this is clothes we're wearing. Someone is producing this and someone is selling it. That's when I meant to borrow. I have to engage in business, so let me go borrow money, start club business. So if you buy, you will sell and get an interest. If there's nothing like buying and selling with the capital amount they are using to generate and revenue, let them stop borrowing, because the borrowing is getting crazy.
The borrowing is getting crazy and is destroying even the left value of naira. And naira is becoming more or less a tissue paper.
Borrowing that depreciate the naira. If you continue to borrow, the money will continue to depreciate. Because in the market value, where they will borrow
does
the money
that spell
from,
any doom
they
for
will tell you
Nigeria?
that the economy standard of you as a country, it will depreciate, so they will get upper hand over you. So tell them to stop borrowing. I think let's build what we have. Let's manage the one we have. So that we'll be able to build ourselves in our own capacity. China you're talking of now. China is very industrial, but they are too palm, not by praying, not by going to another man's country. That's very, very industrial, because they use these two hands.
They are not even religious, so to say.
Religion, China no church.
They are developing.
The
rate of crime is very minimal.
Church before I see China man. Even in the world that are showing on earth, nowhere you can find China man in the church. Doesn't exist. So, but here we pray every day, fast every second. God have said it. Go and multiply. Go and do so. God have already given the privilege. Even give you good health and attached to it to go and complete it. But here being lazy for nothing because of the bad government. Government should stop borrowing. Let's manage what you have. From there, we can be able to know the next level of the standard we can keep. This our government. This our particular government. So this government you are seeing now, next many years to come, because not talking and pity the people in the government. Them too self know. The masses will not get it right very soon. Then it's getting hot.
It's getting hot and nobody can deny it. Thank you so much, comrade, for a wonderful submission. Yes, the government has been advised not to continue endless borrowing, because by borrowing you cannot better the lot and the well-being of the citizens, because it's a borrower is a slave to the lender, and that is what Nigeria represents, because an interest that is so exorbitant will be forced on you and you have no other choice. But unfortunately, Nigeria refused to make use of her natural resources and the advantage of the population to create wealth and create a viable economy that will drive, of course, economic boom for all as sundry. It is not. There is nothing bad if everyone feel comfortable within Nigeria, but that is not the case, because some politically exposed persons think that by looting the public funds to their own advantage, they will be worshipped forever, but nothing lasts, and they should be made to understand that the opportunity they have to serve humanity should not be taken for granted because it does not last forever, and there is always a moment, of course, of accountability, either here or thereafter. And but whatever happens, we call it a day. Fans, thank you for hooking up, and kindly hit the subscription button if you have not done so. We wish you all the best in this weekend, trusting that you have the most enjoyable moment with friends and families. Stay safe wherever you might be. Wishing you all the best. Here is Chigoze Ndibo. Until the next edition, remain blessed and have a fantastic weekend.